All right. Hey guys, if we haven't met yet, my name's Chris Dunn, and over 20 years ago, I started my first business in high school, and I also started day trading the stock market in high school. And for the past 15 years, I've been a full-time trader, investor, and entrepreneur. And I just ran the numbers, and over the past 15 years, I've made over $115,000 a month in profit. Averaged out. And what I wanted to do is talk about the different ways that I was able to do that and show you guys kind of what I think works and what doesn't work. And what's really interesting is that this includes the slow times and the losses. And I know for some people this is going to be peanuts. You're like 100 grand a month, who gives a shit? The Kardashians are billionaires and they have a small team too. But for others, it's going to be like incomprehensible and life-changing. And looking back, 23-year-old me would be super proud of what I've been able to do over the past 15 years. And it's crazy to think that I did this without ever raising a penny in investor capital or managing other people's money or ever having a team of more than about 5 or 6 employees. And I also did this while traveling to over 100 countries, spent hundreds and hundreds of hours on my boat learning how to wake surf. And I've taken in that 15 years about 4 or 5 years off in many retirements where I'm still working, but I'm not pushing, right? And my goal was never really to build like a sellable business where I build like a massive company and a big team, because I wanted freedom now. I wanted to live my perfect average day today, not sometime decades from now. And I never wanted to be responsible for other people's money, right? I didn't want anybody investing in my business or me being responsible for other people's money. So I managed my own business, invested in my own business, and invested in my own trading and investing accounts. So here's just a couple of quick figures and stats on this. My lowest business revenue month ever was $16,000. My highest business revenue month was $525,000. My biggest single investment gain is well over $5 million. My biggest single investment loss was $45,000. And it's such a mind fuck to think about this because of the hundreds and hundreds of times over the past 15 years that I've second guessed myself, or I thought about quitting, throwing in the towel. I was uncertain. I didn't know if I was on the right track. And the dozens of times that I made like really big mistakes and have had failures along the way. And so the biggest takeaway that I took from this is looking at the numbers and just looking at everything kind of smoothed out, is it's really easy to doubt yourself when you're in the shit, right? Like when you're working, when you're struggling, when you have a bad month or a big loss. And so what I've learned from this, kind of the biggest takeaway, is you've just got to keep pushing. You don't fail until you quit, right? As long as you continue forward momentum, you're going to succeed in one way or another. And so keep pushing, keep iterating, and keep looking for the next opportunity. If it's a business that fails, there's always another problem you can solve. If it's a trade or an investment that fails and you lose a lot of money, keep in mind that there's always another opportunity right around the corner, unless you do the one thing that is unfixable, which is you permanently take yourself out of the game, right? So even if you fail today, just look at it as a minor setback, and it will basically just be a blip on the radar a decade or two from now, right? So I wrote down kind of the top ways that I've been able to do this. The first way is trading. So trading, I think, is the hardest way to make life-changing wealth because it has the highest failure rate. And I've gone through time periods where I've made a shit ton of money, and I've gone through time periods where I've just struggled for thousands of hours. And after 2008, in the futures markets, I watched the high frequency algorithms basically dominate and push out day traders. And it's virtually impossible to make a living day trading in the futures markets today. And then what happened is in 2013, I went all in on Bitcoin. If you look back, my first blog post on Bitcoin was actually kind of bearish. I was like, hey, we're in a bubble, but I still believe in Bitcoin. And I went all in on it. And at that time, it was like, trading Bitcoin was like, I felt like Michael Jordan playing against a bunch of middle schoolers. It was just like shooting fish in a barrel. And the crypto markets have definitely evolved and become more competitive over time. But thanks to some of the huge payouts I've had trading crypto, I've been able to buy my dream ranch, been able to buy my dream boat, and also, most importantly, is I've been able to take hard profits out of the crypto ecosystem and invest them into other areas that continue to compound for me. So the second thing is investing, right? So trading is the act of like sitting down and pressing buy and sell. And you could be a day trader, a swing trader, a position trader. But when it comes to investing, it's longer term. And there's really two forms of investing. Number one is active, and number two is passive. And my active portfolio, it is made up of just a few angel investments. So I'm really, really picky at the startups that I invest in. Also, I have a public stock portfolio, so I am active in the stock market, and also multi-year crypto positions, right? So not so much active trading, but riding multi-year cycle trades. The passive portfolio is mostly like low-fee index funds, a few bonds, some cold storage crypto holdings that I just continue to stack during bear markets, and I don't really think about the price, and also precious metals. And my main goal is to funnel as much cash flow as I can from my active income, my hustle income, and my business income, and put that into my trading and investing portfolio. The other way that I made some money, but is the hardest fucking way I've ever tried, is in real estate. I'll tell you, I suck at real estate. Anytime I lay my hands on a flip or any kind of deal that requires me to do something in real estate, it loses money. So I look at something called my return on time, right? Like how much money am I gonna make for the time that I invest? And that is extremely low in real estate. So what I'm doing is I've got some capital on the side. When the real estate market finally crashes or has a pullback, which it looks like we could be going into 2023, I'm ready to pull the trigger, but I'm not going to do it actively. I'm going to invest with some of my friends and other guys that are professionals. That's what they do full time. So just like most people shouldn't day trade, most people probably shouldn't go out and try to flip houses either. It's just a really tough way to make it happen. The other way that I've been able to generate income is through selling low priced items and also selling big ticket products. So low priced items, to give you an example, is in 2015, I wrote a book called How to Trade Bitcoin for Serious Profit, right? It was something I knew, it was something I was doing really well. And my goal was to convince all of my former Wall Street buddies that Bitcoin was legit and was going to blow up and was going to be huge. And, a lot of people laughed at me, but one thing I underestimated was how many of my YouTube subscribers, just like retail traders and investors, would jump on the chance to check out the book. And so I self-published about 10,000 books and just printed them through a local guy and sold them out quick as hell. It was awesome. And it was a lot of work for not a lot of profit, because I was actually losing money because I was doing a free plus shipping book offer. So I was selling the book for like $6.95, self-published, and that was basically just covering the cost of shipping. And at one point, I was actually trying to cover the cost of international shipping, which was sometimes costing us like 20 or 30 bucks a book. And most of them were getting like kicked back anyway. So we said we couldn't ship internationally anymore. So it wasn't super profitable selling mass amounts of a low price product, but it was very rewarding. And I get the bragging rights of saying, hey, all you guys that laughed at me in the early days of Bitcoin, we all know how that played out. And then selling big ticket products. This is probably my favorite thing to do. I love selling high value, high priced items. And today I've sold somewhere in the realm of like $12 million worth of high ticket products. Everything from like events, boot camps, consulting packages, just anything that is high priced and gets you a high value customer, right? And I love doing it because it's high margin, right? Like it's very, very profitable. Number two is it's high value. If you're selling something that's high priced, it should be able to get a great return on investment for someone. And because of that, it's fun working with high ticket clients. In the early days of like doing education around crypto, I partnered with a couple of guys that were good marketers, and they were trying to convince me to sell like $27 a month things. And the problem was we were getting like the get rich quick crowd, like people that were coming in like, hey, how do I turn $5,000 into $1 million this year? And I don't want to help that person because they're all going to lose their fucking money. I want to help people that are serious and willing to put the work in. And by selling high ticket products, it's a really fun way to do business. And I would actually encourage entrepreneurs, if you're starting out, to focus on high ticket first. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to sell like low price stuff. And again, it comes with the problems of low margins, pain in the ass customers, and you got to sell a lot to make a little bit of money. Where with high end products, you get a better customer, better margins, and less bullshit. And then kind of the final thing is I funnel all of my business cash flow into my investing machine. And I've done videos on this in the past, but it's really about taking all of my hustle and my cash flow income that I get from trading and business and funneling that in to my active and passive investing portfolios. And it just compounds. It's literally like adding gas or like steroids into your investment portfolio when you can maximize cash flow every month, and then you don't blow that cash flow on bullshit. You actually put it into your investing portfolio, and then it's like wealth begets wealth, which begets wealth. And you basically hyperdrive or shorten the time frame of compounding, right? Whereas say you're working like a W-2 job and you have a tiny bit of monthly cash flow and you're just putting that into a passive 401k, yeah, it's going to take you 30, 40 years to build any kind of significant wealth. Where if you're an entrepreneur and you really focus your efforts on increasing that monthly cash flow and then saving that and putting that back into your investing machine, that's how you build real wealth. So I hope this is helpful. Leave a comment, like it. And also I'm going to be doing more of these daily things, just kind of short form content. So let me know what type of content you want to see: podcast, audio, blog, written, YouTube videos like this. And yeah, I'll see you next time.